wash yesterday. We stuck the decals on the front, and we also did Andy's van. So let's head off. Morning guys, welcome back to another one. It's been a while since I've uploaded, and I'm annoyed because I actually did this this yesterday, this little intro, but it didn't go well, so I'm doing it again. We were going into a job blind yesterday, but obviously we've had a day there. So it's actually a bungalow, which they've converted the garage and knocked a load of walls down. So we're there today. We were there yesterday to do the garage, to do the kitchen and stuff. So I've done a few pictures of yesterday, so I'll show you them, and then I'll get into what we're doing today. Pretty much standard for the channel. We're meeting at McDonald's to get a coffee. I think me and Andy should start buying some shares in these. That's nice, found that.
Huh? Turned off, we don't know what it does. I wonder if it's in that. Nice board.
Oh, what a day. Sandy's van in the back. He's got the sign writing on now. So yeah, job's going alright. I'm just at the van looking for a battery charger for my drill. 24 volt, just doing a bit of chasing at the minute. The client doesn't really know what she wants, so we're just telling her what we're going to put in really. So so much crap in this van at the minute. The Celotex, random. There we go. So not many videoing opportunities today because the client's here, the kids and everything. It's just a bit awkward, but I'll get you lots of pictures and then we'll have a chat at the end of the day. My new apprentice. I'm sacking Andy for this, my new apprentice here. I'm just filming a video and I'm saying that I'm sacking you for the new dog. That's my apprentice. Right guys, we're back at this house. Client's now gone out, but there's a few people here. I'm going to wait till they go, then I'll do a walk around. I'm just outside, as you can see. Got a big garden that falls away into a woods. I'm just outside fitting a waterproof double socket, just back entry off of a bedroom socket. It's RCD protected, so I'm going to get on with this, then we'll do your walk around. Keep this hole as small as you can, and then fill it with a little bit of mastic, and then always drill that little drain plug out in the bottom there. If any water does get in, it can come out of that hole rather than fill the socket up. Nice little worm is. It's not flickering, that's an LED. It's lovely what you find in a roof, isn't it? Hopefully you can see that, look. Don't know who's been here before us, but God knows, but us That's going to be really awkward if that's live. Right, someone's put a new fuse board here off of blue phase. This has got an old 3-phase supply in it.
Single insulated.
Single insulated tails feeding,
Naughty.
feeding whatever. And then the original fuse board's off the red phase, so you have got potential for 415, so we are going to have to change this feed over and put it on the same phase. This spark is also cannot put this straight. Putting some sockets in here, wall lights. I'm going to come off this socket here in the loft. Just disconnected this socket to find the coax for the aerials there. Never seen that before. Lovely. Right, I'm just going in the loft to see if I can see some lighting cables and some power cables. And I just want to show you some bits and bobs up here that we found that we don't think are very good. We've got an extension lead in the loft running cameras, which isn't great, but they've done that themselves. Someone has done some disconnecting. As you can see, they've just put masking tape on them ends. They're actually live, so we've got to sort that out. And it's just generally found stuff like this. It's just generally scruffy as hell up here. So I'm just chasing a ring main. Over there's the fireplace. I'm just putting a socket in the fireplace for them because they want to be able to put all their stuff behind the TV. Just chasing the ring main round. Comes around here. I've just found a random socket someone's chucked up here, and then there's just a cable at the end. So we haven't got a ring main, so we're gonna have to get a leg back to the fuse board, and then we can split the ring and put our socket on it. So this job's turned into a frigging nightmare. We found with this, we've traced the other end of the leg. It comes here, and it's got a bit of masking tape on the end. Someone's sort of disconnected it. So what we're going to do is pull that. At the minute it's on a 32 amp, which is naughty. What we're going to do is pull it back, and that one there, mate, we're going to pull it back and then put it on a 16 amp radial, make it safe.
What's that getting hung off?
Go on. Hold on. Right. Now everyone's gone, we can do a bit of a walk around. Someone's put a new fuse board here up, not very straight, and it's BG, so not keen on these. There's an old board up here. None of it's RCD protected, apart from 2 RCBOs here. We're not touching that. We're coming off of this one. You've got twin RCDs, 1 and 2. We're going to put 2 ways in there. We've wired a new kitchen ring and a new cooker feed and a 10mm water. You can see this is the old wall. They've just put some Henley blocks on the back of the old enclosure there. So the meter is actually that side in a pantry. I'll show you that. And they've just fixed this here. And what I was trying to say earlier, they've crossed the phases. They've put one board on one phase and one on the other. So potentially in some of the switches, you've got 2 lighting feeds. You've got potential for 415. So I'm going to have to change that. This is where the old kitchen used to be, and you can see from the pictures we knocked these blocks out. The window was in. We dropped these sockets down and wired a new kitchen ring. This has got to get capped yet, but we just clipped it back for now. This is where our switches are going for the cooker and the extractor fan, which is going to go there. And then we put a duct in the floor, Copex ring main, and new water bond because the plumbers, if you saw yesterday, we dug the floor out. They're moving the stopcock under the sink and then putting the Flermaturn water pipes up there. That's the new gas pipe for the oven. And it's just temporarily put in a box.
No, it's a permanent now.
A permanent thing apparently now, above the cupboard for the oven, because they want to move this oven tonight and get it working. We've had to add some cables in here for 2-way because they don't know if they're blocking this door up yet. So we've added some cables in to give them 2-way from here to here, and we've added a new switch in there, so a bit of 2-way lighting. Adding this best cupboard in the house because it contains all the food. But also that's the old meter box there. The meter and stuff's in there, so yeah. As you can see, it's really accessible. We have pulled the lighting cables up. They go to a joint box, so I'm going to put a new Wago box on it, and what they want is 2 spotlights here and 2 spotlights here, in line with these 2 that they've got coming through here, so you'll end up with 2 and 2 in the recesses. And they were fed up, that's where their TV is, they're fed up. This is a fireplace, so we've pulled that cable I just showed you, we've pulled that in. I'm going to drop it down this wall. I've drilled a small hole there, and then we're going to have to put 2 surface boxes there. And this was actually on a 32 amp breaker, but we're going to swap it for a 16 amp because it's just a radial that runs around this room, does certain sockets. So we're going to move that to a 16 amp socket. They had one here, but in some of the previous pictures you've seen, it was sort of in no zone at all because back when they built this there was no regs. Well, there was, but not like it is now. So we've rewired this off our ring main back entry and put a new socket on there. See that I've lined my laser level up with that light and that light, and then that's then throwing it through this room. We can then put 2 lights here and 2 lights in that gap.
That's what he wants, isn't it?
Yep.
I'd have one in there, wouldn't you? I'd have had one in there and one in there, wouldn't you?
She wants them just in front and in line with those.
In line with that, yeah.
So.
I understand. I think 8075 654.
601s.
Hello. Come on in. Come on in.
2 down lights. 2 down lights. And Andy's clearing up for me. Bless him. Right, so I'm now back in the lovely loft, and what I've got up here is, let me show you. Let's turn that on, like that. I've got, that's a new downlighter that I've just installed. Move the insulation, and I'm going to put one of these little boxes on there because these are robust, I think, these lights. Client got these. They don't come with any box on, so 1, 2 there, and then 2 the other side of the fireplace. So I'll get this all wired up and then we'll have a look at them. All I'm doing with these is you get a little set of connectors in these. I'm not going to use them because I don't like them anymore. Cable gripper on there, so put that on the end of the light, like so, and then we just get some Wagos and use those rather than the connectors. Right, my lights are now all connected. As you can see, the little Wago box is out the way, cable loops round, goes to the next one, and no insulation, and the box is well out the way of the light. So let's drop back downstairs and turn them on. We'll have a look. Beautiful! Thought I finished my apprenticeship, but look, I have to make the tea for me and Andy now. But at least I've got the right cup, eh?
My cup.
I've got it, mate. End of the day.
End of the day, mate's going away. Oh dear.
Andy can't even put that away properly yet. Oh. Useless.
Sit down, Joe.
Right guys, that's it. The day is over. It was a little bit bitty today. I wasn't able to get much footage on this job whatsoever because the client was there full stop. A lot of the time they were looking over our shoulder and telling us what they wanted. There was kids running about, so it just wasn't the time or the place to do any filming. I managed to obviously get a lot of pictures for you. Did a little bit in the loft today. Some downlights, some sockets in the fireplace. What else did we do? We tried to change a main switch on that top fuse board for an RCD switch, and came from Screwfix, and it just would not reset. We disconnected all the loads off the neutral and the live, and the switch has come knackered from Screwfix, so that's got to go back. So we had to change it all back. We've got to go back there, second fix the kitchen, do some testing, put our new circuits in. So we have got to go back there to do a few bits and a couple of outside lights anyway. So that's not a problem. We go back and finish them. As you can see, I bonded up all the walls, so the plaster can come tomorrow and skin it, and then they can fit the kitchen. So that's good. So that will push that one on for us. The plumber started to get the stuff in the floor. He got the waste in and the water feeds and the cold and hot water to the sink and away. So we did that. We were going to concrete the floor, but obviously it's the end of the day now, so we didn't get it done. But we're on a different job tomorrow. We're going back to that house where I had a chasing day ages ago. It's now nearly at the end of the job. We got a second fix a kitchen and do a few little random bits around the house. Some outside lighting, get that all finished. So that job will then be done. So on this job we've just done, I found out that the guy who's tested it and commissioned it and signed it off is NIC registered, which is a little bit worrying because I'm not naming any names because I don't actually know the guy. I just know that he has produced a certificate. So he's put 2 ring mains in. None of them are ring mains, and he both put them on 32 amp breakers. They're actually all radials. He put a new boiler supply in, and he wired a socket off of that for a tumble dryer below, which probably is nothing wrong with that, but obviously if something wrong with your tumble dryer or that socket, it's going to trip your boiler off. So generally you like to have a separate circuit for those. And just things above the ceiling, well, you saw there was the connectors, nothing put away safely really, just live connectors, no earth sheathing, sleeving, loads of bits just completely wrong. And I just think, you know, that the NIC really should be checking up on people's work a little bit more than they are, because, you know, that's my opinion. Not very good practice in my eyes. And we found that the 2 boards are on 2 different phases, and in one of the light switches there's 2 feeds off of either board, so you have got potential 415 there. Obviously there's nothing wrong with that, but it should be labelled up, which is not. And then in a domestic situation, it doesn't look good having a warning label on a switch saying danger, 400 volts, whatever you want to call it, 415, 400 volts between phases. So that we're going to have to change. We're changing one of the fuse boards over, so you just end up with 2 fuse boards on the same phase. But there's no loading in that house, there's no electric heat in, there's a boiler, a few sockets and some lights, so I can't see it being a problem. So as I said, we're on a kitchen connect and test and stuff tomorrow. I'm not going to be filming because I just know the job is going to be packed with people and they think I'm a weirdo if I keep filming stuff. I don't mind doing little Instagram videos, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, just remember to follow me on Instagram, find me there. I do daily stuff on there, some of it's comical, some of it's serious, fails, stuff we find. So find us on there, and we'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care.